Hey guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in for our inaugural episode of Pretty on Top. So the idea for the podcast came to me during one of our lovely ladies' lunches. We always have the best of times, and I just thought, why don't we try and capture it forever? Who wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall? The laughter, the love, the swapping of the stories, the sharing of knowledge. So someone famous and profound once said that behind every beautiful surface, there is a terrible depth. And pretty on top to me just means that beneath the surface, there's so much more to explore. So without further ado, let's explore, ladies. So firstly, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to my lovely ladies,
Cheers,
Sujata,
ladies.
Andrea, Pia, and of course, I'm Grace. You guys are literally some of my favorite people, and I love the time that we spend together. And I think that for me, I just love that we come from all different walks of life, and we have such different journeys, but we all got here. Like the fact that I was born in Shanghai, but raised in America, and spent time in Japan, but now I'm in Singapore, and with a British husband. It's like totally suey all over the place. And Sujata, your story is as varied.
So my story, yes, is as varied. So I was born in America, but grew up in Saudi Arabia. Then I moved back to America when I was 14, went to boarding school, which was such a big part of my life. Then worked to become a doctor, married my husband, who's also Jain, Indian, and then somehow...
Which means you're vegetarian, which means that I love eating with you because I can have all the meat.
You don't have to share.
Bring
You
on
don't
the
have to
meat.
share. And then we're here in Singapore.
And Andrea, because yours is also like all over. Because when I first met you, I thought you were from Australia.
Yeah.
You're like, you got that tall,
You're
sexy, Aussie vibe, but you're not.
So originally not. I'm from the UK, but I also spent 13 years in Australia as well. So I haven't lived in the
Which
UK.
means you're like 25.
Yeah. Thanks, babe. Yeah, so I haven't lived there for 20 years, so I don't really know where home is now. I've lived here for 8 years.
I think we all suffer from that. Like,
Yes.
where is home, right?
Where is
Yeah.
home? 12 years for me.
I think I'm still okay. My kids, though, identity crisis for sure.
Yeah. So go on, Pia, what about you? Because actually, I don't know your origin story.
Oh, yeah. So originally from the Philippines. I'm Filipino. I'm in a Filipino-American family. 2 kids, lived in New York, lived in London. Now in Singapore since 2017. So that's 8 years and counting.
Is that all?
Yeah,
Is
same
it
as
8?
me.
9.
Gosh, I'm double. I'm
Yeah.
16 years,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes me 26.
All in that
So
20s.
it's
Yes.
really interesting how, we've come from all walks of life, from, which countries, and we're all here and just,
I think our varied experiences is what connects us. And I want to talk about the fact that, when we add up all the years that we've been married, because, we kind of met as mummy friends and whatever, or been in a relationship long term, it's like almost a century that we have these shared experiences. I know, so now I'm totally giving our age away. I'm sorry. You guys can do the math. Okay, we ain't no spring chicken, but we look it.
We're
Well
sure
preserved.
not.
And because we're from all different walks of life and we've gone through this journey, I know this topic is close to my heart and I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. And that's love language. What is your love language? Like, what gives you those butterflies in the stomach? What does it for you? What makes you tick? And like, for those who are not familiar, the whole concept of love languages came out of this book from this marriage counselor, Gary Chapman, I believe he wrote in 1992. And the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. So I think you guys kind of know what mine is, maybe. So I think we should start with Pia.
Oh, no.
Pia, it's on you.
Okay, this is real talk, right?
Real talk.
Okay, real talk. I think for me, my love language is receiving gifts.
Yeah.
So to me, that's it might not resonate.
Oh,
you
it
know.
does. Definitely.
It does to Andrea or Sujata. But that's how, for me, it's not the material,
Yeah.
Gift.
Yeah.
It's what it symbolizes. I'm also, okay, please don't get me wrong. I'm not measuring, your love for me based on how the monetary
give.
value of the gift.
Yes.
It can be a thoughtful, scrapbook.
Right.
Okay, but it has the thought. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's the thought that counts. Like, you've
Yeah.
thought about this, you've thought about me in that way, and that's what.
But then acts of service can be a thought
True, and that's my love language
to them.
to them.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm not plugging into my business here, but I'm a chef.
Yes, you are.
So I love
Plug,
to
girl. Plug me all you want.
No, I love to cook, so I do love to feed and cook for people I love, maybe friends, family, a romantic partner. I'm a force feeder, so that's how I show my love. So
Yes.
I guess in a way, compliments, right? Like receiving gifts and acts of service.
Yes.
It is complimentary in a
Yes,
way.
yes.
I think so. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, I get that because it's like maybe gifts are the most important, but the other ones all feed into that. It's
Yeah.
not like one
Yeah.
clear cut, just
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
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 Andrea,
Yeah, I think
are you going to jump off that and be like, me too? Gifts, please.
I didn't think mine was gifts, but the more I spent time thinking about it, it definitely is. And I think that's how I show love. I love to buy Christmas presents. I love to buy birthday, but I love to buy people gifts. So I think sometimes it mirrors your own one. But when I was reading them all, I actually like all of them. And sometimes I think it just depends.
Yeah.
I think I don't probably need them all. I think maybe the first one I think was words of affirmation, and I only realized that recently, like because I'm like single now, like a different relationship.
Let's repeat that.
Yes,
Single
now. Yes.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, but you learn so much about yourself, like meeting different people, and I realized that was one of the things I needed.
Andrea mentioned a very interesting thing there, which probably you'll be discussing. Maybe it's in your notes. But
What
it
notes?
But it does evolve, right?
yeah.
Over
Yes.
time, and it depends on people you meet,
Yeah.
the stage of life where you're at. So maybe that's something we can discuss later. But it's Jata.
Okay. Mine is hands down acts of servitude. Like, I think,
Emphasized on servitude.
yes, slavery. And you know what? Pia brought up something interesting because maybe it has to do with the profession you're in. Because,
Oh, very good.
yeah, because I am a doctor, so I feel like my whole
Very true.
identity
Yes.
and why I went into it was to serve. You know,
Yeah.
and that's why I also feel that when my spouse does the same thing to me, I feel that's the most important thing. And then on top of that, I feel like I don't need my husband to buy me gifts. I can buy them myself.
Yeah.
Independent.
So
Yeah.
there's no need for him to show his love that way.
Yeah.
I feel words of affirmation, I know he gives me a lot of that anyways, but I do feel the acts of servitude where moments where he, takes our kids away and spends time with them, or he there's things to do and he just takes over and handles it so I just don't have to worry, are the ones that really touch my heart. And I honestly feel like partly that's why me and my husband have such a great marriage, is because we really do complement each other in what he's able to do and what I'm able to do for him as well.
That's so nice. So basically, you want him to give you more girl time.
Yeah. And he has no problem
Take the
with
kids
that.
away. I just want to hang with my girls.
No problem with that, which is amazing.
Okay, so for me, you guys know that it's
Yes.
gifts, right? But then I've been giving it a lot of thought. Like, why is it gifts? Because I don't necessarily think, like you said, it's about the materialistic. And I'm sure there's like some Oedipus shit going on here with me because I've got daddy issues. And, he used to just buy me gifts and that was like how he showed his love, right? But that being said, like I've had boyfriends that would pick me up from anywhere and drop me off anywhere. Like take the crab meat out of the crab and serve me. But then when it comes to buying me something, they're a bit like, well, you've got your own money. Like, you don't need me to spend money on you. And I think it made me realize, like, it's not about the money. It's
Yeah.
about, I want to know how much you care for me.
Yeah.
And
And they're
yes,
thinking of
you can
you.
say lovely things to me. And yes, you can do something for me, acts of service. But for me, I think it's the gift because I think that's where it hurts them the most.
Truly.
Okay?
Truly.
And so it's not even about me, it's about them. It's like what is it
How
that
much-
they find
yeah.
it really hard to part with?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
money, right? Because money is power, it's influence, it opens doors. Basically, money gives them options. Anybody, but especially guys, I think. Like money is status, right?
Yeah.
And with the right amount of dollar signs, they could probably get anyone. I mean, it sounds terrible.
For sure.
And so I feel like if a guy is willing to part their money for you, to me that says they're putting you in front of themselves. Like you're more important. They love you more than they love themselves. And yeah, so for me, I think it's gifts because I want to know that you're willing to part with that kind of money because you love me.
Make you feel like a priority then.
Yeah, and so I was thinking back like earlier in my marriage, we had a 1.3 rule, which I think is crazy in hindsight. I don't even know how my husband agreed to this, but basically
He loves you.
for every dollar that he spent on himself, he had to spend $3 on me. So we called it the 1.3 rule. So like if he bought something that was like $100, then he would have to spend 300 or 1,000, 3,000. You do the math, you know. So if he bought a watch for himself, you know what he has to buy.
By
me.
you.
And I think
good
that
jewelry.
in a way it curbed his spending as well, which was
Yeah.
good because it was early on in our marriage and whatever. But now that we're together longer, I've tapered back. Like for Valentine's this year, he was like, "What do you want, baby? Like, you know, is there anything you're after?" And I said, "Actually, I would like some hanky-panky coupons. Like, maybe I'm feeling frisky sometime and you're not, but you know, here's a coupon. Or maybe I want a massage or, you know, whatever."
So you give once, he gives 3 times.
Well, not anymore because I'm kind. I am kind and I am generous and I'm a good-hearted person. But I guess what I'm trying to say is
One hanky panky.
I
Yes.
feel like that initial proving himself, like I was able to really get a feel for it because I put myself out there and brought the money issue into the relationship. And I know we spoke about this before.
Yeah.
It's a tricky subject.
It is. I don't know. A lot of, I guess, people in relationships, marriages. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit sensitive, delicate kind of
Yes,
topic.
for sure.
To talk about
For sure.
finances and money in family.
But you
it
have
does cause
to.
a lot of strain.
But it's essential.
Yeah.
It is
and I think the
essential.
earlier you have the conversation,
The better.
the better.
Yeah.
Because we pointed this out the last
Yes,
time we talked about
yes.
this. Women, I believe in this. I don't know about you girls. Women only need 3 things. I think. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
go
very
on.
simplistic about
Yeah.
this, but okay, let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
Security, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Reassurance,
Mm-hmm.
stability, I think. And in all facets of life, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, name it, right? And one of those, a bigger part is the financial part of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, you may say, right, it's they're all of equal importance, but like what you're saying, the financial part of it, I think is it's a big factor creating that
Yeah.
security and stability for a woman.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things that early on in the relationship, if you're like, oh, it's not important to me, it's fine, it's hard then to bring it into the conversation later because they're like, sorry, what's changed? You didn't care about this
It
stuff
earlier.
earlier. Like, why have you changed?
Yes, for sure.
It's an awkward conversation to be had in the beginning of the relationship, to be honest.
But I
because
think it's
that is
better
not a
to have
qualifier
it
for me.
in the beginning because then it's like you know where you stand.
Well,
That's
also
where I
depends-
stand.
Also depends, I think, when you've met in your life
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Fair enough,
obviously
yeah.
things change, or your upbringing, because maybe you were used to certain things and you're like, well, I don't really want my spouse to
Yeah.
change that part of my life, right? Or if I do, I want them to enhance that part of life or be similar to me, because if they're not, then they probably won't value the same things that I find valuable or I want for my family as well.
Yeah.
But I do agree with the conversation. It's better to have it early on and not just be in complete oblivion. And it is, I think it's harder when you're younger to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
because
as
both
you,
of you are not.
you're
the
just
same level. You're just starting off.
Yeah.
It's really not your.
But then I guess that's easy because then you sort of go together. But
Yeah.
how do you like bring it up in a like?
But
for
when
me, like,
you're
it's hard
at a
to bring
certain
up.
age, when you're successful and you've achieved something, and
Yep.
you're making your own money, and he's making, that's a different conversation.
Yes.
I guess so. It's a phase of life. It's just a different phase of life.
Yes.
I'm saying, but just for me, Grace. I mean, like, you know, with all due respect, like for me, it's I don't think that's the first conversation I'll be having when you know, in all the relationships I've had before, not right about the money right away. It's more like, you know, like the personality and
See if you even gel like each other.
and then gifts. Let me look at the gifts.
yes.
Yeah, like I just think
Look
that
at the gifts.
for me, it's like I know what I want.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with you, I'm with you for the right reasons according to me. I know where I stand. But how do I know that those feelings are reciprocated?
Yeah.
Because talk is cheap, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
give me all the talk and then, you know, wham bam, thank you, Sam.
Yeah, you need the
I'm sorry to
actions.
say, right?
The actions need to happen.
Like, how do I know that I'm not just a notch on your belt? And I think that has propelled me to think that gifts are the most important. It's not for me, baby. It's not for me. It's not that
It's
I
for
want the
us.
gifts. It's to protect our relationship. I think at one point I said to my husband, I was like,
I am very
if I
curious to know
spend
what Jamie's
all the
reaction.
money, if I spend it all, then you don't have money for a mistress. I am saving the
That's
marriage.
a very good idea.
that is actually very important.
Right? I am giving you no room for, you know,
To afford a second
mademoiselle,
person.
yeah.
To afford. I actually do think
like,
that
what
is very
sports car?
truthful.
Sorry, why do you need a sports car?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
Right?
You can have a sports car. but
All
you
the
can-
money you have, you're going to spend on us and the family.
Yeah.
There's no wiggle room for anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, gifts.
So have you
I'm like
jumped,
defending my corner here,
yeah,
okay?
yeah. Have you
Sujata,
jumped-
Have I jumped? No.
you
No.
jump shipped?
No. Because I think, like I said, like I think I was brought up in such a way that I'm just like, I have my own money. Whether you supplement it, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's even better for us. But you should have the ability to supplement it. Like,
But
because
I
I'm not going
feel
to buy.
loved when I get a gift, though.
Yeah.
Like, I have my own money, too, but, like, when I'm getting a gift, I'm like, oh, you love me.
Well, I feel
This is
loved.
my brainwashing
but
from
I
my Oedipus.
I feel loved when my husband just takes care of everything. Like, I just feel like, oh, you love me.
But you were
'Cause
very,
you are
very
just
happy
not,
when you got a Birkin. That
I
being said, I am
was.
calling it out.
I was,
You
but
were
I
like,
was very happy when he also, you know, takes them away and gives me my space and my
gonna
time.
Yeah.
And then when I'm stressed, he's like,
In a way, though,
okay,
that's a gift.
yes, because
time.
it's like life and health
Yeah.
and well-being
Yeah.
that he's like able to take away the things that make me like disintegrate and me fall apart. He's able to take that and be like, look, I want to make you healthy, whole, and be like the happy self you
Yeah.
are, you know, because when you are like that, you are so much better as a person, as a friend, as a companion. But if I add on all the other things to your life, you seem to like, it's just like a rock and you fall. And I think when I fall, I bring down everyone.
But it's the time crunch, right? And it's
Yes.
what you said actually that was incredibly poignant, which is like what you do for a living, and you know how much time you're able to allocate to yourself and stuff does affect what matters to you. So
Yep.
for you, like time is precious. And the
Very.
fact that he's giving you your time, like he knows what's important, and I think that's the crux, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he understand you well enough to know your love language?
Yes.
Yeah, to me also, it's the thought, right? Like what I pointed out earlier, it's the thought that, to me, receiving gifts, for me, it means I'm in your thoughts. You thought of what I want. Of course, it has to be commensurate to what I like.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
want, and, you know, the person
Yeah,
has
if you
to know me really
if
well.
you
Yeah,
give
what if
me
you get a
a
gift
gift that
and it's
is
rubbish?
wrong, then
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
this
yeah.
back.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you give me something like I don't know, I don't want to say it.
Say it.
But if it's
Say
not,
it.
if it's
Say
not your
it.
taste-
Say it.
Towel.
A towel. Oh my gosh.
I'd be like, what is
But anything, if it isn't your taste and you wouldn't like
Yeah,
it, then
it has
it's
to
like,
be-
oh,
But to me, it's a thought. Like
Yeah.
you have to know me really well,
Of course.
right? To me, that says, okay, you know me really well to know what exact gift I need. So to me, it's a thought. It's the thought
Yeah.
that really counts. I mean, it's cliche. It's a thought that counts.
Yeah.
but-
It's the
It
thought
is the
and the
thought that
dollar
counts.
signs
and
that
the
count.
person that counts. but you get what I'm saying, right?
Totally, except I don't like surprises.
Yeah.
So I give like a list of what I'm after, and I'm like, you can.
I know
Pick
you're
one of
thinking-
those.
I think it's
I was going to
really
say, how
like-
do you get the gifts that you want? Have a list. Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
For
I don't. I want to like fake like, oh my gosh, thank you, when I really don't like it.
No, but
So
then
if I
yeah.
don't like it, I'll be like, I don't like that.
I do like hearing like, oh, you know, I walked through the mall and I saw this and I thought, oh, she would really love this. So I picked it up for you. Whatever it is, right? So, oh, you thought of me. So
I don't know. It could be like a
Different.
macaron.
I'm cheap.
a macaron.
No, I think you're like, I'm hoping it's a Tiffany's blue. Okay, someone is awfully quiet. You're the
Yes.
only single one, so I am gonna tease you on this. All right, what's it like, and what, like being single now, like what is the love language that has really spoken to you, like with the past few, you know, eligible or not so eligible bachelorettes?
Single again, so not eligible.
Oh snap!
I think like the last one was probably the words of affirmation. That was really good. But
Like what? Like,
I don't-
hey
it was
baby,
just, the communication was
like
good.
you hottie.
Like you beautiful.
Like,
Sometimes, but also
Oh.
just like knowing where I stand and not having to worry about what he's thinking. I found that really good, really hot. Like I didn't have to worry if he liked me. I knew he liked me, so this is all good. My nervous
Like he
system
made you
was-
feel comfortable
Yeah.
and confident.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
was nice. But on the flip side, I tried to tell him that my love language was gifts.
Oh, you did? What did you say?
Well, he asked me
did
what
you
it is, and I
say
said,
it?
"Oh,
He
that's one
did.
of
He's
them."
done it. He knows
Oh,
women then. Because
yeah.
not everybody knows about this
Or he's
Gary
learned.
Chapman book.
Or he's learned that there is a love language, and
Oh, well,
you
that's
have to
worrying.
use
How
it.
many girls has he been with to have learned that?
Or he learned from his, past failures.
Oh, dear.
No, but he wasn't like very good at it though, because he asked me and then he didn't get me any gifts. So
Which is like even more rude than not asking, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
and it was
wait,
over
what?
Christmas time, the perfect time to buy gifts.
Yeah. You're
Maybe
like,
he was
came.
hoping you would say acts of service. He was like, darn it, why didn't she say acts of service?
Yeah,
I was
he
ready
didn't
for that.
He just pretended he didn't hear what I said.
oh.
No, it's fine.
And we're
Nobody's
like,
talking about physical touch.
I know. I think that
The Filipina side.
marriage is nice because it evolves, right? It kind of
Yeah.
evolves.
That's my second.
That is.
That's my second.
Yeah, should we rank it? Should we rank it? Go on, Pia.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you remember all of them?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Yeah, confidently. Gifts.
Okay.
Physical touch.
okay.
Um,
I love how you whisper. Whisper more to me.
acts of
Say it out
service.
loud.
Acts of service.
Okay.
Quality time.
Mm.
Words of affirmation. I can really like. Oh, you're beautiful.
You're like, I know.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
the words of affirmation are
Words,
not for
talk
me.
is-
That's
Cheers.
because our ego is this
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
guys. It is this big.
'Cause, like,
Meanwhile, Andrea, darling,
Maybe because I'm more insecure, that's what I need.
you don't need to be. I
you're
assure
not.
you.
Yeah,
That
you
has
do not.
nothing
You
to
do not need to
but-
hear that from somebody else.
Yeah, but I don't know.
We'll give you a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get it.
You
from
can get it from
Yeah,
your
yeah,
girlfriends.
But I feel like that's why you're like if I was a guy, I'd be like, that's the one for me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
diva. She wants my slave.
I feel like they
I
want
want
the drama.
that one.
They love the drama, the guys. Like, they all say they don't want drama, but
they love it.
They love
Oh,
the
can
crazy.
we talk about
They love the
that?
drama.
Why do you think that they secretly actually love high maintenance?
Yes.
And why? Why? Because we have sons. I have
Wow.
sons.
Tell us, Andrea.
Yes, the insight now from somebody who.
Because I think I'm very low maintenance. I'm very easygoing, but it doesn't seem to like work in my favor. I feel like I think because I'm so easygoing, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They're like, oh, well, she's all right. It's okay. But I think if I was more,
Maybe because you're very like, you're not fussy, you're okay,
Yeah.
and they think, oh, she's gonna be okay.
yeah. Whereas if I was a bit more like dramatic and like, this is what I want, like this Tiffany one, please, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't
Do you
know.
think it's as simple as like they're boys at the end of the day, whether they're 30, 40, 50, or 60? They are boys. They
Yeah.
never grow out of boyhood. No offense to all the men out there.
Maybe.
And it's
the men.
oh, we're gonna totally lose the men. It's okay. Then
The last guy I
Andrew will
dated-
get all the men. But then, like boys love chasing things, right? They just love chasing.
And apparently
things.
they need clear communication, like nothing fuzzy.
No, I think everybody agrees. Boys love chasing things.
Clear communication.
Yeah,
You
he's-
think so?
The last guy, he was like, if you want something, because he was like giving me advice about how to ask for something else from somebody else, and he's like, it's a guy, you just need to go straight in with exactly what you want. No,
True.
don't fluff around.
No mind reading.
Yeah, just
That's
say,
true.
That's what
They don't know how to
respond
mind read.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They don't.
But the problem is women. We say, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, but
No, we
but
like
the
to play the
guy,
game.
The
Yeah.
right guy knows that I'm okay means you're not okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
When
how
you
is
say
that? It's so
nothing's
different.
wrong, that means something's wrong.
Yes.
The different levels of tone.
Right.
Is like,
What's wrong, baby?
But
Nothing.
you're saying like, oh, just ask, just tell me. But it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you think that, I just want to ask this, and I'm demanding.
Or
I'm
you should know
nagging.
better. You should know better. You shouldn't.
after a
Yeah, but
certain
how
time-
many
You should
times?
see like my face and just know.
How many times after a fight does the guy just go to bed and he starts snoring within the 5 minutes and you're still fuming? Is that just me?
No, my
talking to
husband.
you,
My
Dawn.
husband doesn't let me sleep.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
I-
I'm
Don't go to bed
serious.
on an argument.
They are
No.
literally
Yeah, I don't like to do
passed
that.
out after like the biggest fight, and then I am just livid, and then I hear snoring. That pisses the shit out of me. Okay,
I don't. My husband does not let that happen.
that's because he doesn't
I
go to
don't
bed
think
till
he-
like 3 a.m.
I
He's
don't think
still
he'll go
awake.
to bed until. Or no, even if we have a fight midday, he won't let me like move on till it's resolved. Like even if I walk out the
You're
door,
so the alpha.
He'll
Sujata
like
is the
it.
alpha, right?
what if you need time to like think about it and resolve it? Sometimes you need to go away and come back. And
then he'll wait. We'll wait for that moment to reach.
You'll
That we're
fight,
both like,
he'll work it out.
yeah, we'll both be like, it's
I'm
time.
like a dog
it's,
with a bone.
Let's think about it. You're saying something that's really just outrageous.
Do you think
Why
that
don't
that
you calm
has like, oh my
down?
gosh, this is so not PC, but do you think it's because like you have a very successful, hard hitting career, and so there is an element of like, I'm sorry, Priyash, that he knows you're too good for him.
She's like my
And
husband, no
maybe
names. You're
maybe
like,
that is actually what keeps us together.
I think there has
You know?
to be an alpha and a
Because-
beta, right? You can't have two alphas. It
because
doesn't work.
yeah, maybe that is why we have been together for so long, because he knows that like, okay, maybe the grass is always greener on the other side, but then what is that grass on the other side?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
it's green
like
where you water it.
yeah. And so like
Yeah.
maybe he knows that like, yes, I am. There are things about me that he probably, he probably gets really annoyed with. But there are things about me that he genuinely feels that is amazing, and he maybe not find that on the other side. You know?
No, they call it the 80-20 rule, right? Like in every relationship, 20% doesn't work. That's the reality. You're never going to find somebody who is an absolute perfect fit for you, right?
No.
Like you even get angry at yourself sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
course.
So there's not going to be someone out there who's never going to annoy you ever. So it's the 80-20. If
Yep.
80% works, you should stick it out.
Yeah,
Because you
bring in
may
the-
then find an alternative who fits that 20, but they might not have the 80.
Yes.
And so I think that part of marriage is really important, that the compromise, right?
True.
That being said, the gifting
That would make
should
it easier.
still come first.
That feels the 20%.
Okay, Andrea, you need to work on it.
Yeah.
We are gonna work on the.
So what's like dating these days? Because I am still so old school with like the guy should pay for everything, and this sounds terrible, but even if you're just a friend, like you should still pay. You have a dick, you should pay.
I think most of the time that is what happens. Like they're like very happy
And when
to
they
pay.
don't, because I remember going on a date with a guy and he didn't pay, and I was just like, he was like, should we split it? And I'm
You're
like,
like, no.
I had like 2 slices of sashimi. You had like 20. I don't think we should split.
Oh, we can split by the.
Is that terrible?
No,
Like,
I think most guys, especially if they've asked you out, like they're asking you out, so they should, I guess, pay for you. But I think there was one time I've been on 3 dates, and then it was the 4th one, so I was like, oh, I'll offer to pay. And I didn't think he would say yes, but it was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, fuck, damn it. Like,
yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't want someone to be like,
Yeah.
no, you're a lady. You never pay. A lady should never
Yeah.
pay. Guys should say that more often for the record. A lady should never pay.
A lady should never.
Yes.
That should have been the name of our podcast.
Actually, especially after only the 4th. Time,
I think
you know?
some guys, they appreciate it when you do pay. And I think after a while, it's fine. And obviously, like we're saying, like gifts is our love language.
No,
Maybe that's
yeah.
there. So like they need the balance to feel.
First few times they should.
Yeah.
They
I
should
think it's-
pay.
But
You
like
know,
down the
being a
line, I mean, like
gentleman,
after.
chivalry and all
Yeah.
that. You know?
See, this is where you're too
Chivalry.
nice. Babe, you're just too nice. Next time when they don't pay, you're like, sorry. This is
Yeah.
our last date. We are done.
Or just get up and leave.
Yeah.
And if they
You're
say,
like,
like,
it's
if
on
you say,
you.
oh, should I pay? Should we split it? And they're like, yeah. And be like, sorry, what?
Sorry, what?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, the money thing is, I think it all boils down to the money. Like in so many aspects of relationships. Even with friends. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it out there. Like, I hate it when friends are like, oh, can you just cover for me? And then I have to chase them.
I don't like that at all.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I have to pay immediately. Like if someone paid for me, I have to pay
really,
immediately.
Really
Can't
annoyed,
stand it.
especially if it's like a big thing, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, just cover for me." Like I've had horrible experiences with friends, especially my uni days, my college days. I remember because I come from a well-to-do family. Like people just took the piss. They'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, can you cover for me?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, I'll pay you back in coffee." I'm like, how many coffees are you going to buy me to pay me back for a 3 Michelin restaurant meal? Like, seriously, you know, like people just take the piss. And I think to not bring money into friendship is the smart thing.
Yeah.
But then to not bring money into a relationship is a stupid thing. I'm sorry. Like, money is so important in a relationship, and I think the longer you don't talk about it, the more problematic it is. And I made that mistake with my earlier like college relationships where I kind of tried to play what I thought was the right role, which is like sweet, yes to everything, never had an idea in my head ever, you know. It's like, what do you want to do? Oh, whatever it is you want to do. Like, what do you want to eat? Oh, whatever it is you want to eat. And honestly, it backfired. Like, I don't think that it worked. Those relationships worked because I wasn't me. And I was exhausted after every date because I was not being myself.
Yeah.
And I think I then learned it the hard way. And so by the time I met my husband, I was a straight shooter.
You're like,
I was like, I know what I'm worth. This is what I'm like. Take it or leave it. You know, I gave him the 3, you know, it's like, what is that Greek myth where, is it Athena who had to get the 3 apples? Anyways, whatever. It's like I had the trials that he had to do. You know, like he had to buy a deadline, like put my name in all his assets globally, buy a property in both of our names so that we're not moving in as newlyweds into a rental, and then propose with a ring big enough. Because my dad gave me a promise ring when I was 17, and it was like 4 carats. So I was like, well, dude, you got to top my dad. Otherwise,
you
what am
can't
I
take care of
marrying you
me.
for? And I think I was so blasé about it all, not because I didn't like him. The fact that we got to that point in a relationship was because I did love him. But I just wanted to make sure that he loved me.
For being you. So you're being your
No,
authentic self.
I know myself. Like, I know. If I know who I love. Like, I love you. But I don't know if you love me. I don't know that all the things that you've said are just a way to get into my pants. You know? Like, I just want to know that you're not being a slippery fucker.
Yep.
And how do you get someone to prove to you that they're with you for the right reasons? Without hitting them in the pocketbook. I mean, how do you?
Yeah, it's a good way of doing it. Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yes, I will spend the rest of my life in acts of servitude. But it's like, yeah, but I don't get to fast forward and see the ending. Like, I'm going to have to live it. And you can be an asshole halfway through.
It's instantaneous. It's like this. Okay.
I want to know that the vowels mean something to you. That when you say, like, for better, for worse, you mean it. That you are truly with me for the right reason. And I think that that's why it's so important in my mind for women to just put themselves out there and make the demands, whatever it may be. Maybe it's reassurances and gifts for me. Maybe it's what you say,
Acts of servitude.
acts of servitude. But it's about just owning your desires and putting it out there. And I think that when you do own yourself, like,
being you.
I
You
think
just be
guys
you.
reciprocate,
you need
right?
to.
Yeah.
You need to
You have
be
to
truthful
be-
to yourself.
Yes, you have to be honest.
Yes.
Know what you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Communicate what
Yes.
You want.
what you want, what
Yes.
you think, and just be authentic.
Yeah.
I guess it's what you're driving at.
Yes,
Right?
because I think I don't know about you guys, but it took me a long time to get to that, to get to the point where I can just say what I really want without feeling any reservations, without feeling like, oh, I shouldn't, or he
See, I
might
struggle
judge
with
me,
that.
right?
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
struggle. I would just
No, but
not
I think
say.
it's natural to struggle with it because I think society has taught us that there are certain things that are taboo and we shouldn't say. And how have you overcome that?
I haven't yet. I think I need to have an earpiece on my dates with like Grace, or you play in the background.
You're like, no.
no,
No.
you pay.
Yeah.
You'd be like, get up and walk away, Andrea. Like, no.
What? But like the whole dating thing, like I don't know. I think these days I wouldn't know where to start. I think you're so brave.
It's funny now. Like in the beginning, it was super tough, and I was so nervous every day I went on. I was like, whereas now I'm more relaxed, and it's like, okay, if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's fine. But yeah, after like I was in a relationship for such a long time, it was very scary.
It
to
is
be.
scary, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Do you
must
feel
be.
like
I
you
can't- I
lost
just-
yourself in that time?
Yeah, so I feel like I lost
So-
in the relationship. I definitely lost myself.
Yes.
So then, like coming out of it, I've trying to find myself
Find yourself.
again.
Yeah.
So it's all trial and error.
Yes.
So all the dates I've been on, I've probably been a completely different person on each one.
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah.
Until I kind of
So now you just have to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's
Yeah.
what men love, right?
Or you just need to be very strong about what you
I
like.
just really
Know
find
what you
myself.
want.
Yes,
and
know
what,
what
you
yeah.
want.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when you were explaining earlier, like when you got into a relationship with Jamie, and you really communicated what you want. You were,
But it's
sharp.
because I was ready to walk away.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to be.
Do you know what I mean?
I never
like,
really
you have
thought
to be.
about like my own relationship. I never really thought about all these things. I just went into it full trust, 100%. Because I
Yeah.
don't play around.
But that's
I
a
don't-
lovely way to be as well.
Yeah, I don't play around. When I,
Yeah.
get myself into a relationship, this is, like, what do you call it? Till the end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I don't know. Is it serious? Not serious?
Well, I think for me, it's because like I had a lot to lose. Like my family was against the relationship, so I had to like make certain real decisions of, am I really gonna walk away from my trust fund for love? You know, and what
different
what is
situations,
love?
again. This is different situations she has.
Yeah.
She has money. For me, I showed commitment in different
Well,
ways.
it's not about the money. It's more. It wasn't even about the money. It was more like I'm walking away from my family. Like I had to run away from home.
Yeah.
You know, we had to like elope. It was quite
I never
serious.
really thought about
That's
these
so
things.
romantic.
I just,
Actually, it wasn't.
In my head, it's like,
I know, it sounds so romantic, but it was incredibly stressful.
I'm sure.
It was incredibly stressful. I mean,
'Cause
I
it's-
had my
it's-
Chanel and my Hermes, and I just did a runner with all that. Like, not much else.
but is it all okay now? It's fine now.
My Chanel, my Hermes, no, I still have them.
She did a runner with them. She took them.
She tripled the amount. Oh no, maybe more.
Oh, is it okay with my
No, I mean the
family?
family, yeah.
I would say yes and no. I think that when it's totally different culturally speaking, because my family's very Chinese, my husband's side of the family is very British, and they don't even speak the same language, and so it's like they're never going to be buddy. But at the end of the day, we are creating something new. We're creating something with our children, and we're building something and starting a new chapter. So whether they're really on board or not, I think
I have a question for you.
doesn't matter.
Do you know Jamie's love language?
I do.
And what is it? I'm curious.
It's food.
Is that part of the 5?
I think it would be considered probably acts of service.
Service,
I would say.
yeah.
So my husband is a darling, but he's left home at a young age after going to uni. Like, he just never went back, right? He went to law school, and then he traveled the world.
Is that why you go home every night and cook dinner for the family?
Yeah,
He
and
Yes.
misses that.
So he was literally, when I first met him, and I just at the time started to get into baking because I love the smell of cookies in the house. I baked him some cookies, like literally, like
Damn, you're the
like,
most expensive private chef.
Yeah. I baked him like 24 cookies or something like that. And the next day he messaged me and he was like, "Oh, do you want the box back?" And I was like, "Did you eat it all? You ate 24 peanut butter cookies? Like, that's a lot of calories." And he was like, "I haven't had anything home cooked in so long, right? Because I left for uni at 18. I'm now, okay, at the time he was like 39. He's like, I haven't really had anything home cooked. So I really got into cooking because I think I
You could
knew
see
that
how
was what
much-
was important
What
to
was
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we finish, tell me, what is Priyash's
I actually
love
think
language?
I mean, to tell you
Do
the
you
truth,
know?
I've never
Do you
asked. No, I don't think I've ever asked him, to tell you the truth.
No, I've never asked
But I
him.
don't think
just
I've
know.
asked, like, he's asked me either. But I also do think we have the same love language. I
Which
think
is
acts of service are the same for both of
We do a
us.
lot for each other.
Yeah, we do a lot for each other.
You guys are like
You know?
the most holistic couple ever. I love it.
And no
I
addiction.
love it. You're like the best type of vanilla.
Yeah, pure.
Very pure.
Yeah.
Organic.
And I think that, I think I do cook for Priya. She's happy. If I deal with things that he just doesn't want to deal with, he's happy, you
Yeah.
know? I think it's more that than the materialism for us, you know? But not to say that the materialism doesn't happen, but I think it's also like we have an understanding that it's like, if you want something, just get it yourself, you know? It's not like
Yeah.
I have to buy it for you for it to be meaningful. You have to buy it for me for it to be meaningful.
Yeah.
But it's more like, can you actually, what you're saying, what you guys were saying, can you actually do the things that money can't buy necessarily, you know? And that is very important for us because we're like, okay, yeah, we can pay somebody to do it, but that doesn't feel the same as you actually doing it for me, you know? Like, we can ship our kids off, but that's not the same as you doing it yourself, which requires time, patience, I mean, a whole host
effort
of
of
things, you know, that in this day and age when those things are limited, to actually spend that time and do all of that is really more, I think, meaningful for both of us.
That's so nice. What about you guys?
For me,
With your like partners, current or past?
I think for my ex-husband, the home cooked meal, he would love that as well. Like he would, and my kids are like, if I would just cook something, they're so
Yeah.
happy. And so I think a lot can be said for that. And it's just a sense of connection and effort. And physical touch was definitely one of his.
Oh yeah,
I can
Richie.
see that.
I think we can all see
I
that.
can see that. Yes, right.
Okay, Pia, quickly before we
I
wind
think
things up.
quality time and words of affirmation.
Oh, really? Okay, you Hattie.
Yes, easy.
So, guys, this was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
about you guys, but I had so much fun doing this. And I already have our topic for our next podcast. Drum roll, please. I think next time we should talk about toxic girlfriends, backhanded compliments, and the many shades of shade. Until then, cheerio. Let's stay pretty on top, girls.